Welcome back to Elite Dangerous, and we're continuing on with our space trucking. We're there now. We can purchase our new ship. I'm in Olivas City, and let's take a look at the map and I'll show you where we're at and the reason I came here. Let's see here. We're going to go to the galaxy map, and let's take a look at where we're at. We were in Cleve Hub in Eravate, so we're only about 2 jumps away. It's only 25 light years away. This is where we were. We came over here because if we look at this map here, and if we look at this particular area, it's got 34.4 million population, and it's high tech, which means it's probably got a pretty good selection of ships. That's why I came here, because it wasn't very far away. I checked all the high-tech ones around Erevat, and this was the one that had the highest population. So, if we go into the starport, let's do some repairs, fuel up, and let's go to the shipyard. Alright, see, if you notice, in the shipyard we've got a choice of 12 different ships. So let's take a look at the top of the line. They've got a Federal Corvette. We can't get that. It's got to be Federation rank of Rear Admiral or higher. The Python you can buy if you have 56 million smackaroonies. There's a Federal drop ship. Again, you have to be a midshipman or higher in the Federation. There's what we're looking for, the Asp Explorer, and as you can see, it sells for 6,661,154 credits. Now you may ask, how much do we have? Well, I made about 6 trips. It's hard to say because each trip is a little bit different, and but if you look at our money, up at the top, we have 36,467,341 credits. Of that, my Uncle Gene had 21,398,998 credits. So we've earned ourselves 15,068,364. And I did that in about 5 to 6 trips. Again, it's kind of hard to say. And but let me show you what my trips look like. Let's exit out of here. And let's exit out of here. All right, if we take a look at this right here, I got this off the web, and I'll give you links to it. But this happens to be a rare trade route of 71 stops. It's broken up into 5 segments, and each segment has a list of where you start and where you finish. And then from there, you can continue on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, to the last one right here. And then from here, you can start all the way back to Zayons. Now, if you don't want to take a 71 route or stop route, that's fine. That's why it's broke up into legs. You can do one leg at a time. You can choose which leg you do. For example, this one is approximately 2 million credits that you can earn just by doing this one right here. You can do leg number 2. It's about 1 million. It's a little bit smaller. We've got 2,500,000 in leg number 3. We've got another 1 million in leg number 4, and leg number 5 has a whopping 3,500,000. Now, do you always get that? No, you don't, because prices change and the availability of the rare goods change. So, but this is the route I take. This is only one of them. There are actually 2. They're very similar. This one is the 71 stop rare commodity trade route by Commander Waterback, and let me show you the next one. Okay, this is the second one. This one's called the Salesman's Route. It's a little bit different, and you run it a little bit different. But you start out at 39 Torrey. We're familiar with that. We've been there. Fujin, Witch Hall. All of these kind of sound familiar. And then we get out to some that are not familiar, that are out there a little bit farther. And you keep going. And there are actually 70 stops in this Salesman's Route. It's very similar to the other one. It's not all the same stops, but it's very similar. So if you really want to just take a Salesman's Route and just follow it through, this is another good one. This is in a PDF form. This one and the 71 stop one are all on the same forum. I'm going to give you a link to that. When you go to the link, the first part of the forum, the guy has both of these PDFs that you can download, just like I did. So you're going to need something that can read a PDF. Actually, this is being done right here by Windows itself. Windows 10 will read a PDF for you, no problem. Although I don't like it, and so I downloaded a PDF reader of my own. So anyway, so this is what I do to make money on trading. So that being said, let's go buy our new ship. Okay, I showed you those routes to show you how I made that money. It only took me a few hours to do that. So I made 15 million credits in just a few hours. Now, it takes me longer than it could normally take other people, and I'll show you why. When we get our new ship, I'll show you what I do. I do things a little bit different, and I'll show you that in a sec. First of all, let's go to the Shipyard. Okay, now don't get confused and buy the Asp Scout. We don't want that. We want the Asp Explorer. Alright, so let's purchase that. And buy the new ship. The cost of the new ship is $6,661,000. And they're going to give us $236 for our old ship. Because I stripped it out. But that's okay. We got the money for that, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to trade our ship in. And believe it or not, if you want to get the Cobra back, it's not going to take you very much time to earn enough money to buy your Cobra back. Now, my Uncle Gene already has one. So technically, I'm taking over his business as soon as we're done with our little transaction here. Because all I had to do is to prove to him that I could get into an ASP and make a few million an hour. And we're able to do that now, so I get to inherit all that money and all those ships that he had. Well, he doesn't have a lot of ships, but he's got some ships. Okay, so now we have our ASP. Let us go to outfitting. So starting at the top, you'll notice I've got lightweight alloy, which came with the ship. I'm going to leave that because, hey, it's lightweight alloy. The next area is power plant. I put in an A3 because that's pretty much all I need. And thrusters, I put in a B4 because I couldn't afford the B5. With all the stuff that I loaded out on this ship, it left me with 1,500,000. So I needed around 500,000 for the insurance on the loadout that I'm going to have, and that leaves me $1 million to buy rare goods with. So the frame shift drive, I put in the best I could find, which is an A5. Life support, I picked up to a D4. I think it was an E4, because the D is the lightest components on the ship. Power distributor, I put in an A4 because I want lots of power. Sensors, again, I went from E5 to D5. The fuel tank capacity is at 32. That comes with the ship. You can choose to keep that, which I do, or for weight, you can drop it down to a 16. So if you drop it down to a 16, you're carrying less weight. You can jump a little bit farther, all that kind of good stuff. And a lot of people do drop it down to a 16. In this spot here, you'll notice that I put an E5 in, and I could have had an E6. They don't sell an E6 here. I want an E6. So the difference is this cargo rack is 32 tons. The E6 is 64 tons. I want that one. They didn't have it here, so what I would suggest doing is while you're working on getting this ship, check in with some stations. You're looking for high-tech stations, and if you find one, just jot it down so you remember where it's at. I didn't do that, so I don't remember where to go. I can always go to the Sol system and pick this up, but you have to have a permit for that, and not everybody does at this point. So anyway, look out for a 64-ton. You want that. The next slot is another cargo rack of 32, which is in a that's as big as I can put in this slot. So I put an E5 in here. The next one is another cargo rack for 8. Again, it's the biggest cargo rack I can put in this slot. And again, another 8, which is the biggest rack I can put in this slot. Here, I sold the shield generator that came with the ship, and I bought an A3 to put in this slot. Then I picked up a fuel scoop, just an E1. It's the only, well, it's the biggest one that I could find in this station. So, as with the cargo rack 64-ton, I'm going to also be looking for a better fuel scoop. And then I put my standard docking computer in because I'm lazy and I don't like to dock. What you can do here, if you don't mind docking and you want a little bit more, is you can put another 4 tons of cargo rack in here. And that would give you a total, if you find the 64, that'd give you 116 is what that would do in tonnage for cargo. The planetary approach suite you just leave. Now, you'll notice with the loadout that I have here, that over here I've got 80-ton capacity. Again, if you put in the 64, you're going to have 112. If you swap out the standard docking computer for another rack, you'll have 116 tons. More than enough. More than enough. And looking down here, we can jump 32. Unladen, currently we can jump 33. If we're fully loaded, we can jump 26. That's pretty good. So anyway, that's the loadout. Let's get out of here. I'm looking at the 71 stop route that I gave you, and I'm looking at leg number 1 to start with. So I'm just going to take you out and show you what I do. So let's open up the old Galaxy map. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the first stop, which is Zeonce. Happens to be 133 light years from here. So we're going to be stopping at Ridley Scott. So we're going to enter that in, and then we're going to take off. Now you can look around once you get the money earned, like I just did. If you look at all the places that you're going to be trading to get that money, which I didn't do. I didn't do this. But you're going to be traveling to a whole lot of different stations. Now that you know you're going to need a bigger cargo rack and some better equipment, check the marketplace in your travels and jot down those places that you might have found, someplace that has what you need. All right, let's get out of here. First of all, take my landing gear down. That'd help. All right, let me see how many jumps we have. We only have 5 jumps. So, did you notice we're going 133 light years? It's only going to take us 5 jumps. That would have taken us about 8 or 9 in the other ship. So,
frameshift drive charging.
So rather than rather than watch me make 5 jumps, I'll just see you when we get to Zales. Okay, we have arrived at Ridley Scott Station in Zales. It's going to be the first stop on our 71 stop trip. Now, I'm not going to take you through 71 stops. I'm going to show you where to get it so you can have it for yourself. And I'm just going to show you what I do to make money that's a little bit different. It takes a little bit more time, but this is just what I do.
Docking request granted.
Okay,
Scan
so
detected.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the first leg of the 5 legs in the 71 stop rare goods route that I'm going to show you where to go get. And I'm not going to run very much of it. I'm just going to show you what I do.
Engines disengaged.
Alright, once you get into station, again, the first thing I always do is I refuel. Now, like I said, some people don't. Some people wait until they get out to a star and they refuel from the star. But that, 2 things, takes time. This is just my opinion. It takes time, and it also leaves you vulnerable if there's somebody hanging around the star, to attack you, to interdict you. So, as long as the fuel costs aren't that high, I don't mind paying them. That's just me. So, if we go to the commodities market, and we're going to look for the rare item here, which is leathery eggs. We're going to buy that. Okay? Now, once we've purchased that, most people that run these routes, as I've said before, are trying to go as fast as they can because time is money. And so they pick up what they got and they run to the next station and they keep going. They just keep going, running their route as fast as they can go. Okay, so there's 2 ways of looking at that. One, yeah, it's efficient and they're going to make probably money faster than I do. So yes, if you're in it just for the money, by all means, go for the speed. And that's why they get rid of all the weight, so they can go faster and they can go farther and they can haul more. For me, though, I kind of like to take my time, look at space, check out some of the other places. So here's what I do. Let me get out of the commodities market. And we're going to get out of this. All right, I'm going to go out into the web and show you something. Okay. If you just go Google Elite Dangerous EDDB, you're going to come up with this page. And what you're going to do here is you're going to, and this is what I do, I go to my single hop route right here. Okay, and in here you enter this information. Okay, you're going to enter your max hop distance, and I think ours is about 30 light years. I'll have to check that out, but I think it is. Okay, and then I don't care about the minimum supply or the minimum demand. Don't care about that. I do care about the tonnage. Now, you're going to have 112, but right now you only have 80. So let's put 80 in there. And then you've got a million and well, let's just say you've got 900,000 credit. Okay, now this is what you would do if you were just trying to find a route between station A and station B. This would tell you that in this case, we know where we're going. We're going to start at Zales. And you find it here, click on that. Over here, The station we're going to is Ridley, or that we're at is Ridley Scott. This is our starting location. The next stop in our 71 stop route is Lave. So you enter Lave in here, you select it, come over here, and we're going to be going to Lave Station. Select that there. Now we've got buy from system and station, sell to system and station, and we can click on find route. And it's telling us what you can sell between these two stations. And it goes by the most money down to the least profit. So you can choose what you want to take. In this case, the highest profit item is marine equipment. It says you can make about 18,000 credits by taking 80. Now, we're not going to make that because 80 is our total capacity. We're only going to be able to take 79 because we took 1 ton of eggs. All right, but we're going to do this. So now get back to your ship, go back into commodities market, and we're going to go down and buy marine equipment right there. And we're going to buy enough to fill our cargo capacity up. So if you find that 64 rack, you're going to have 112, and you could actually buy 111 right here. Now our cargo is full to capacity. We're going to buy that stuff. We're going to travel to the next station, which is Lave. Now what you're doing when you do this, yes, did that take a little bit of time? If you have 2 monitors, it works out great. Because you can have the database on one and be looking at that while you're doing this, so you don't have to jump back and forth. So anyway, this takes a little bit more time, but hey, it's more than going to pay for the fuel we use. So we're going to exit out of that. We're going to go to the galaxy map. We're going to enter Lave. And you notice it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's only 5 light years. It's 1 jump. We're going to enter Lave Station right there. And then we're going to launch, get out of here. Now, in actuality, it took me a few minutes to show you how to do that. But once you're in to the, once you're into it, it's not going to take you that long, really. And you can decide if you want to just grab what you want here and run. That's fine. But you can actually make quite a bit more money by just, putting that in. All right. So here we go to Lave. Now, the other thing, if you have more than 1 jump, like right now we've only got 1 jump, right? So it's not going to take us long to get there. But while I'm jumping to the next station, that's when I'm looking up. The next stop after Lave is going to be Leasty. So I'm going to go to that database and I'm going to put in from Lave to Leasty and find out what I can sell while I'm, trying to make my way to the next station, so I'm not wasting any time.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay. All right, somebody's going to interdict us. So get ready to run. Okay, stop the engines. Make sure you have full power to your engines. Okay, as soon as you come out, full power and boost. And wait Boost again. Just keep boosting as often as you can until your frame drive is up.
Frameshift
Then you
drive
hit the
charging.
charge. Boost. Keep boosting if you can. And it doesn't always take this long to charge. It seems to be taking a little bit of time. Doesn't always. All right, we took a little bit of heat
Warning,
there.
Temperature critical. Fuel scooping.
It doesn't usually.
Warning, taking heat damage. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, now the reason we took that much damage is because I was so close to the sun. Normally that doesn't happen. That's the first time I've got interdicted that close. Here he comes again. Just keep boosting. He really wants that leathery egg, that's what I'm thinking.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, the only reason we took that damage was because of the sun. Because he's not that close to us. I mean, he's barely hitting my shields. Alright, here we go again.
Engage.
We're here. We're going to have some healthy repair bills.
Successful. Engines disengaged.
Oh man, $7,000 in repairs. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. All right, so we're going to hang on to the leathery egg. We're going to sell the 79 marine equipment, and we're going to make 17,000. It's a little short from what it told us because I couldn't carry everything it wanted me to carry. But hey, we made 10,000 profit even after the repairs. So that more than paid for the gas since we were coming here anyway. So anyway, I would now go to my database and see what would sell between Lave, which we're going to take our 2 brandy while we're here. I would check to see what sold between here and Leasty. I would purchase that to fill my cargo up, and I would take off and I would keep going. That's what I do, and like I say, it takes a little bit more time because I have to look at that other screen, enter those 2 places in, and you find out what's for sale, buy it, and then leave. So it takes me a few extra seconds to do that. I'll leave it up to you how you want to run your route, but that's it. I'm going to let you go. We got our new ship. And I think now that I've got my Uncle Gene's, I'm gonna go talk with Uncle Gene this weekend and sign the papers to take over his business and take over his millions. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go exploring. But before I do go today, there's many ways to make money out there. Trading is only one of them, and it's the one I enjoy doing. I'm not much of a pilot, so I don't like the fighting that much. But as you saw in the first couple episodes, it's easy enough to do. If you're in a free ship, you don't have to worry about it getting blown up. And that's what we did. You can explore and make money. You can trade. You can bounty hunt. You can be a pirate. You can do all kinds of stuff. And now we can even go on to land on planets and trade it at stations. So there's lots and lots of ways to make money. But I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little bit, and I'll see you out on the trucking route. Happy trucking.